Donation, szóval tudom.
Várom a donation-t. Gyertek és én beengedlek. Szégyeld magad. Szégyeld magad.
I understand there was an incident at the orchards. The pollination cycle began without my authorization. Fortunately, you managed to save most of the hive. The waspitas are essential to the orchard. Losing them would have cost us months of production. The orchard can be a dangerous place, but my workers understand the hazards. Something about this incident troubles me. The circumstances are suspicious. But let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Have you discovered anything? You have my attention. That's deeply upsetting. Dr. Leora Blossom was an extraordinary scientist and a friend. We have a murderer on the loose, Inspector. As if the death of Halcyon Helen wasn't enough of a blow to our facility. Her commitment to her NDA was admirable. I'll make sure to accelerate the payout of her death benefits to her next of kin. Interesting. The Rizzo's family is a small family, Inspector. Most of us recognize one another. Still, any information is good information. It troubles me to believe Leora could have been murdered by one of our own. If there's anything else you'd like to share, you have my attention. Insisted. That's interesting. We'd scheduled a tour of the lab for Helen. Purely a public relations event to be held sometime in the indeterminate future. Then again, Helen and I were not well acquainted. I can't speak to her intentions. A little of consequence. We toured the ground, paused at some locations appropriate for a portrait, let her shake hands with our scientists. Public relations. A picnic? I don't recall approving a private social gathering at the orchards. I'll have to make a note of this information. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Was there anything else? That's troubling, to say the least. Any transfer of proprietary data is strictly prohibited without my permission. clever deduction, Inspector. That gives us a little information to work with. Yes, I share your suspicions. Someone didn't want you following their trail. This feels like more than corporate espionage. Someone's playing with us, Inspector. And I have never in my life enjoyed games. Did you discover anything else? This incident at the orchard must be connected to Helen's murder somehow. I don't know how, but I feel it in my marrow. My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your hands. When you're ready, I suggest a word with the hotel coroner. She should have finished her autopsy by now. Why was there a suspicious-looking mascot in your room? I'm afraid I don't understand. This is the lead-up to a joke. I don't know why there was a mascot in your room. The Grand Colonial doesn't offer that kind of room service. I think. Such as? I most certainly did not. My policy toward Eridanos is one of, shall we say, benign negligence. I keep my distance and don't involve myself unless necessary. In any case, let me apologize for this unfortunate business. I'm sure this mascot meant no harm.
I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never going to get a sequel to Terror of Mono.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay. No. Oh, you're the inspector. Yes?
Get the Grand Colonial. In my passion, worth nothing.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Physical analysis reveals this to be a crate of reserved spectrum vodka, based on bottle shapes and label types. Chemical analysis reveals that this is not a crate of reserved spectrum vodka, based on flavor notes and presence of excess ethanol.
Indicate. Inspect the spectrum bottles of all colors. All looks identical to any regular spectrum shipment. Shipping confirms fake goods is definitely something supplied to do. Perhaps Slug aren't as different from their sister as they claim. There's some amount of old socks in the crate.
Mr. Kincaid really knows how to run a hotel. You know, I never imagined Spencer Wolf would outlive Halcyon Heaven. Hey,
stuff first. Watch. What is all this junk?
Junk? My friend, this is not junk. These are people's prized possessions. Priceless personal effects. Beloved souvenirs and knickknacks.
Did you come by?
Huh? Oh. Well, some of the guests left this stuff behind.
Yes. You stole it.
I would certainly not admit to that even if it were true. Take a look for yourself.
Do it, okay?
Me? Oh, sure. Terrific. Never better. And as soon as I pay off my docking fine, I'll be back on my feet and in my ship.
Fine.
So it turns out Slug has some pretty strict rules on vehicle docking, and I may have broken them. Who would think Slug would be so strict?
Docking rules?
Let's see. There's docking without prior authorization, double docking, docking into adjacent vessels, docking while under the influence of alcohol, docking while under the influence of cannabinoids, and loitering.
Amit ez mint amit elkövette bűnt. Vele. Docking without prior authorization, szóval nem vártam meg, hogy jóvá hagyják. Double docking, azt sem tudom, az mit jelent. Docking into adjacent vessels, van, dupla helyet foglaltál. Docking while under the influence of alcohol, szóval részeg volt, amikor lepakolt. Docking while under the influence of a caffeinoid, koffein volt benne, ez kávét ivott. És loitering. Oké.
Loitering.
Lófrát, hogy útba volt.
Valószínűleg.
És megbírságolt, egy pénzbírságot kapott még erre is.
Így van.
Már a kávé hatás alatt volt is egy kicsit fura, de oké.
And that reminds me that I've got delinquency fees accruing on top of the original docking fines, which is why I'm hoping to purchase my fine wares.
Show me what you have. Elsikertem egy ilyet is. Szívesen.
Looks like we're doing this.
Hey, weren't you looking for a new house?
Maybe. Like my old.
What a fortunate find, eh?
Így sem.
Must be an end.
Az. Antik.
Oh, we got one. Try another weapon. What's he doing? customers are repeat customers.
I was at breakfast first.
Hope you catch that killer soon.
No, no. Oh.
Elég fix beállítású távcső.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This empty bottle of spirits does not belong to any known corporate brand. Suspicious residue detected. Excellent deduction, Inspector. Imbibing of unauthorized beverages is strictly prohibited under Rizzo's company law. Ingredients include antiseptic alcohol, sucrose, and unidentifiable miscellaneous organic material. Closest match. Counterfeit spirits available at the Piraeus spaceport.
Köszönöm, hogy ezek az enyémet. Köszi. Nincs itt senki, úgyhogy... Nem én voltam. Akárki is lopkodja itt a dolgokat, az szégyelje magát, nagyon... Nagyon csúnya dolog. És biztosan nem én vagyok.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Discrepancy detected. Rizzo's company policy clearly states that all proprietary mascots must exhibit signs of physical life.
Csak most néha fiszkolarból. Olyan trouble finding an exit point.
Excellent observation, Inspector. Have you deduced a possible cause of death?
It's fair, it's not a conventional weapon either.
Unusually small entry wounds indicate exotic weaponry. Closest approximations are 1. Incident involving a game of darts. 2. The Needler.
The Needler.
Yes, Inspector. The Needler, the spoke handgun carried and wielded by Halcyon Helen, famously deployed by Halcyon Helen in Terror on Monarch. This weapon was responsible for executing the chief of the savages, played by Spencer Woolridge.
Do you think he missed?
This unit is incapable of providing ethical advice. This unit is also incapable of answering rhetorical questions.
Sok mindenre képes az agyúr.
I think this is potential evidence. Semmiképpen sem lopás. Again, armored to score uniform. Alright.
Hey, you got it open.
Aha. Már nyitva volt, nem nyitottam ki. Nekem szánták, meg ezt is. Nem, az, hogy azt írja, hogy steal, az nem azt jelenti, hogy
Igen, az
forgalmas.
nem kell figyelni arra.
Én nekem itt hagytak dolgokat adománynak.
Nincs leszögelve, azt jelenti, hogy ilyen. Ha
Mindig.
maga az, hogy elvigyék, akkor szögeled le. De normális emberek.
Pick up vending machine power cables. Ez milyen jó frázja, hogy mi lesz felvenni, és ez miért van itt? Ilyen kérdéseim vannak.
Megtanulták volna.
Bármit látok is felvettő, és ha nincs ott a közelében senki, hogy az övének mondja, akkor én azt úgy veszem, hogy az enyém. Reputation nem akarok rontani, de ha nincs ott senki, akkor én felveszem. Úgy veszem. Úgyhogy köszi szépen.
We're all part of the result.
Aha. Szasz.
Inspector, good to see you. Let me just grant you access and... Welcome to the Marine Spaceport.
Köszi. Akarsz kimenni egy kicsit? Nem? Jó. Majd visszajövök. Baszok.
Hey, you! We've been looking for you. And by we, I mean Slug. Been real busy sniffing around Eridanos for clues, haven't you, Inspector? See, Slug Light Underground don't like that much.
He's trying so hard. It's actually kind of sad.
Should have kept your nose where it belonged, Inspector. Slug's sick of all your meddling in their affairs. Our affairs, I mean. We're... Draw, you damn threadworm, draw! What? Why ain't you doing nothing? You scared of us? Huh? Huh?
Was there any specific to kill you would be?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're sorry. Please don't hurt us. We're not bad people. We're just confused.
Na, köszönöm, én is így gondoltam. But so, tell me what's going on.
Someone made us say we were Slug and intimidating. I don't know. I swear it. They only ever said notes. That's everything I know. Honest. We were only gonna rough you up a little. You gotta believe me. And we're real sorry.
Csak kicsit akartak magyarok járni.
De én egy picit pontosan emléksztem,
És szarták magukat.
így van, és tettem egy ilyen slide kommentet arra, hogy lehet, hogy akkor megölöm őket, és ennyi elég is volt.
Nem, igen, nem az a... Nagyon...
Szerintem a szemet alkalmaznak.
Igen, nem tudom, nem azok a nagyon megbízható verő emberek.
Igen, ez ha visszaszólsz a verő emberek, akkor így elsírja magát és elhal a kategóriát. Nem rossz volt.
Nem kell ilyen agresszív, de lenni.
Játszani akartam egy kicsit. Get out of here.
Don't need to tell us twice. Come on, all. Let's get the hell out of here.
Szia! Amúgy át akartam menni Black Hole-be, hogy a maszkot vagyok. De ők egyből is felismertek, akkor így lehet, hogy sok értelme nincsen. Akkor így megpróbálkozok. Divine Taster. Nem, Deputy Divine Taster.
Non-criminally associated individual. The Rizzo's constabulary is currently not closed due to a spread infestation. Bureaucratic processes are currently suspended. At present, criminal reports do not require paperwork. Please lament only in marked lamentation zones. Please speak clearly into this unit recording instruments.
Your designation is Deputy Divine Taster. What are you doing in Constabulary?
Error. Unit designation no longer Wine Taster. Unit designation now Deputy.
Used to be wine tasting behind car. What's your favorite wine?
Unit does not have a favorite wine. Unit is incapable of taste.
Divine Santa lesz
While potential lethality of unit instrumentation bears towards 95% violent utilization of equipment. would void unit warranty. All Rizzo's constabularies must include at least one deputy constable among the pool of available Rizzo's employee candidates. This unit was considered the most competent.
Burkóstoló robot, aminek nincsenek fegyverei, volt a legkompetensebb jelölt a deputy pozícióra a Rizzo gyárban. A deputy. Egy problémája van ennek a megértésével. De jó, rendben. Nem tudom, de kíváncsi vagyok. Something about the splitting station.
Informational limitations found. 2. Reciting limitation 1. Do not tell users about constabulary sprat infestation. We do not need to pay the health inspector's bribe. 3rd time limitation 2. Do not read informational limitations aloud, especially not to any of those void band stuck-nosed guests, or I'll have you sold for parts.
Azt hiszem, elrontottad. Oké. Rendben.
These will be punished to the full extent of the law. What do you think we are doing?
Végetalom.
We're determined to be operating within the parameters of the law.
Oké. Köszi. Ejecting data cartridge. Success. Király.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. An aberration in the expected timeline for this organic being has occurred. Behold, the body of Maria King, formerly the constable of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. No signs of life detected. Maria Keene is survived by no known relatives. Multiple puncture wounds detected along the purple bone and between the clavicle. Furthermore, the location and circumference of exit wounds suggest a firearm with unconventional ammunition. These casings are too minuscule for conventional small caliber firearms. Each casing resembles a lancing needle used for medical and surgical purposes. High concentration of potassium chloride detected. Trace amounts of neurotoxin detected. These substances show the highest concentration near the entry and exit wounds. Cardiac arrest, rather than physical trauma, is the most likely cause of death. Your memo has been noted. This unit has been programmed to offer encouragement during moments of emotional strain. Banter protocol activated. We'll find this rat bastard responsible, Inspector. Criminal. This unit would implore you to confess to the crime of branding with an expired permit. Please activate your defense into this unit's recording equipment.
My permit wasn't expired, Scrappy. You probably just scared it wrong.
Error. Unit permit reading equipment was upgraded only last week. Please tell a different lie.
You're mechanical. You ain't got the foggiest idea whether I'm telling the truth or not.
Correct. Criminal. However, Constable has decreed that this unit will remain here, questioning you every minute until you submit a confession. Error. Information on recent exchange lost. Restarting conversation. Greetings, criminal. This unit would implore you to confess to the crime of branding with an expired permit.
You know what? My permit was fake after all. Let me out of here.
What if this is out for vote, even if they ask nicely? Ez minket adja a robotnak. Kapok, hogy nem megérünk ki sétára.
I made a bet with you at the copper bottom last night. Let's call it off now. I can't stand the taste of life's friends. You ain't a constable? You ain't got nothing to discuss.
Hát... Akkor kiengedjek.
Welcome, hopefully law-abiding individual, engaging guilt-tripping subroutine. You haven't committed any crimes lately. Have you? Please speak clearly into this unit recording instruments. Understood. This unit requires a moment to process this information. Information processed. Personal designation upgraded to acting constable. Thank you. Law-abiding consumer. This unit concurs with your ignorance. Unapprehended killers are likely to continue killing. And more. This unit is incapable of inspection, detection, unassisted apprehension, or aggressive pursuit. This unit has been programmed to adhere to court law. This unit is incapable of experiencing murderous or unlawful impulses. This unit has been programmed to recommend a wine to pair with your greed. Wash away your sorrows with a glass of highly concentrated, partially fermented purple berry wine has a body richer than Benzantium's belief, with an earthy aftertaste redolent of mostly oak. Purple berry wine coming soon from Rizzo's.
Szerűtisztelő egyénség. Szerénység. Nem, ez egyénség. Minden csoda.
Egyén.
Nem persze, hogy
Egyén, nem egyéniség.
Reminds me of Rose. A bit.
Hello. Welcome to Aridano's Dry Goods and Sundry, the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of house. I'm marketeer Joseph Dempsey, here to make your shopping experience as pleasant and normal as possible. Yes, folks take a lot of comfort in knowing their neighborhood general store is unchanging, eternal, like the land beneath their feet or the air in their lungs. Whoops. Forgot I ain't supposed to poeticize on one side. The drab nature of our store profits is what I meant. Now, can I sell you anything?
Let's see what you've got.
Hey, can I talk to you for a second? Hey there. Word around the spaceport is that you came in on the Unreliable. You a new crewmate? Cut the shit. I know Hawthorne's captain of that ship, and I know you ain't him. You want to try again?
Oh, what's that?
I see. Well, it would have been easier with Hawthorne, but I hope that if you're flying his ship, it means you're a freelancer too. I wonder if you can help me.
Honestly.
I run an outfit for the moving of less than legal goods. There's a particular piece of cargo needs delivering to a particular individual in the spaceport. The thing is, I don't know where the cargo is right now. The crewmate who handles that is in the clink for getting a little too disorderly in town. We've already attracted too much attention. Too risky a visitor myself. That's where you come in. You help us out, I'll give you an equal cut of our pay.
What do you need me to do?
Great to hear. First, you need to go meet the crewmate who got herself jailed. Cassidy Mills is the name. She'll know where the cargo is. Oh, yeah, right. We have a secret phrase. I like boneless bratwurst. Say that, and she'll know you're a friend. Well, I did, of course. I'm something of a savant when it comes to secret codes, if I do say so myself. Be seeing ya. Remember, Cassidy's at the constabulary. She might be a little wary, so be careful.
Jigsaw.
What do you want? Boss. It's Murray Holcomb. Black Hole Murray? Holmeister? The hack attack. Not so loud.
Stop that.
You know it was me.
Should I not have?
That's what the disguise is for. I'm in no mood to sign autographs, and I hate disappointing the fans. So I'm lying low. You know. Incognito. Oh, yeah. I guess it's kind of, you know. What's the matter? Helen's gone. She's gone and nothing I do will bring her back. I've been trying to find her business. That's what she would do. Track down the killer, bring them to justice. But I'm stumped. And not very clever.
That's right.
Being bright was always a helpless thing. Oh, come on, Murray. You're plenty sharp. Anybody who says otherwise is a Cleo Darlings fan. Oh, so you're the inspector. You have more luck figuring things out than me. You probably want to ask me some questions, huh? I'm sure you're asking everybody questions, so you can find Helen's killer. So, how do I help?
Nice when I died.
I was getting blotto with the rest of the Rangers.
What?
You know, soaps. Muddled. Preserved.
Drunk?
The team noticed I was in a bad way when I got back to the hotel. I told them Helen and I were split still. They wanted to cheer me up. We were up the bowl of 4 evening. The hotel staff said we was bothering the other guests. Kind of all the crying and yelling and practice body tackling. Zeke said we should move elsewhere. Get some air. We ended up at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve, I think. Somebody wanted to get a woolly cow. There was this one cow off away from the others. Zeke figured it'd be a laugh to get her drunk. One thing led to another, and I think we might have maybe, stolen her. No, we were drunk. We made bad choices. She was all alone. It's so hard to be all by your lonesome. My memory's a little muddled after that. I guess me and the two got split up. So I was on my own in the pilot house for a time.
Elloptok egy tehenet. Hogyan lopszol egy tehenet?
I reckon not. See, I went to the weather station. I was looking for where Helen stashed her data pad for safekeeping, right? She'd asked me to get it, mind. I wasn't stealing. I'm a thief. Sure did. Only there was a guard out there. Found me. She started yelling about how I was trespassing and in serious trouble. The thing is, it was real dark out there. So dark, she couldn't tell who I was. Real sure. As dark as night gets. Plus, I've got small veins. Anyway, I didn't much feel like trying to explain why I was out there, why I was drunk, holding someone else's data pad, and also maybe crying a little, so I booked it. And like the Rangers were down by 3, and I just romped the toss ball on the Friday zone. I didn't know where I was going. My legs took me straight to my friend's... to my refrigerator.
Oh man, who was it?
I don't want to tell you. I'll get in trouble. Look, I talked to Oric, okay? Oric West. Hangs out around the spaceport. He's the one who taught me the breathing exercises I use to calm down. Confidant is like confidence. What's torrid?
I'm sorry.
Don't get the wrong idea, okay? Oric's not a bad guy. He's just got an unusual job. So now you have the whole story. After I talked to Oric, went back to the hotel. The next morning with Helen's data pad in my hand and hangover that is all hangovers. Well, I'll ever drink again.
Isn't the beauty of thinking?
Oh, I mean the hard stuff. You're just a cat. Anyway, you ought to take Helen's data pad. You'll have better luck understanding her notes. Now that she was writing code, or I'm dumber than a bag of hammers. I bet for hours to crack her notes, but it's like I said. You ain't right to tell this thing. Okay. And listen, I want to help you find her killer, Inspector. I know Helen better than anybody. And it'd be handy to have a guy like me around, in case anybody gives you trouble. I'll head back to the Grand Colonial then. Unless you need me for anything else? What do you want to know? I remember sending her the recording, but I was halfway to preserve by then. I don't know what was on it. I realized what I'd done. Panicked. If I said something dumb, folks might think I was involved in her death. I was scared of looking suspicious. You listen to it? What did I say to Helen? Did I sound drunk?
Really silly looks like.
Thank the architect. I hope she heard it. When the last time she heard my voice to be when I was all angry and tortured. What about her? Good luck. You and me, we both know I'm a big, dumb tossball star, right? I'm good at it. Bezos knows it. The fans know it. Helen, she saw me as more than this. She saw someone who had more to offer than big muscles and a signature black hole stomp. Helen was magic. She was magic. There ain't good enough words for something as special as what we had together.
Facciamo cosa sì, guarda.
I wish I knew. Must have been something I did. At the picnic, Helen just kept saying she didn't want to drag me into her world. One of the higher-ups in motion pictures was giving her trouble over us. I don't know. I tried to understand, but I don't. Rival actresses, maybe? I don't know too much about the motion picture industry. Except for Helen's pictures, obviously. Those I probably know by heart. About 100 times each. What do you want to know? Yeah. Oric's a businessman. He sells stuff you can't get elsewhere. You know, alternative stuff. We're talking sort of science, crockery, old supplements.
Like someone's
Maybe putting effort accelerators in your body isn't always the right call, you know? Maybe there are other options. Maybe I don't take all the accelerators Rizzo pushes on. Oh, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Yeah. Oric hangs around the spaceport most days. He's not here at the bar. He's most likely over by the bio-bunks at the shipping yard. Tossball was, is, and always will be the greatest game in the universe. I would give it up in a heartbeat to have Helen back. I haven't seen you around before, but that ain't no problem. All are welcome at the top of Autumn Cantina. We'll almost the best I could, huh? Can I get you something? Welcome back, pal. Can I get you something? Yeah, so you noticed that I'm a little off kilter, huh? Yeah, haven't seen you in a while. Not too to run around anymore, but in my heyday,
to blame for the Rangers.
Azt kell túlpélyet bart.
Hey, when you tell a story, you're supposed to start at the beginning. Unless you're in media res, which is storytelling crud as far as I'm concerned. Serial overuse. Get it? Wait, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I played for the Rangers in my heyday. My specialty was getting nailed by serves without killing over.
Wait, you're Ernest the Bean Padilla? Led the league in hit by serves 2 years in a row? You're a legend, sir. It's an honor.
A legend? I don't know about that one, kid. But I'm glad folks still remember the history of the game. Folks started competing to see how many times they could hit me in a match. Called it quits not long after that. Hey, ain't safe to take that many blows to the head. I came out to coach the Rangers during training camp. But after a while, I had trouble remembering which player was which. So I lets me bartend instead of recommending me for early retirement, for which I'm most grateful. I hate flying around like a deadbeat. Absolutely. I know things can get rough, but I've had a more decent life than I had any right to. Thanks for reliving the old days with me. Anyhow, I think I've talked plenty now. Is there something I can get you? No, but some folks have been saying there was some kind of fight between a mechanical and some spacers last night. I didn't see it myself. It seems far-fetched. Deputy Whitecaster ain't exactly prone to wandering, nor are most other mechanicals that I'm aware of. There's a little boy, Dan Byrne, on my nice clean floor. I think it's the doing of one of my customers.
Buy a bug, huh? I think I'll stick my hat in.
Glad my box on days are over.
Don't think I know you. What do you want? Yep, that sure is a passphrase, even if it is dumb as hell. What's Dash's plan? You're looking for cargo from our ship, correct? Small package, wrapped around me. They got moved to the shipping yard. I'm not completely sure where. I'm sure some slug I knows how to find it, or has it listed in the terminal. All else fails, you can just case the junk. Might end up with some extra loot for your troubles. You're back, I see. Hope the law hasn't caught on to what you're doing. Law meaning authorities, that is, not the forces running the universe. This is gonna sound a little stupid, but I got a thing about cannibals. Don't like the way they move or the sounds they make. It gives me the creeps. I was drinking with Dash in the canteen when a funny-looking one trotted up beside us. It seemed like it was some kind of monster, so I started yelling, angry. Don't know what happened next, but I think it involved another mechanical. I passed right out there, and when I woke back up, I was here. Not the most graceful thing I've ever done.
Welcome back, hopefully law-abiding individual. Engaging just to be some routine. You haven't committed any crimes lately. Have you? Please speak clearly into this unit recording instruments. Activating report writing servos. Activated. Please clearly enunciate the details of the crime. Hourly report writing servos now. Be activated. Report cancelled. 3.5 bits worth of power wasted. Bits deducted from Constable Key's estate.
Most ide átérnék, hogy tudod, olyan ha felvárném, akkor azt tudom engedni.
Welcome back, hopefully.
You got an appointment? Appointment?
I need to speak to someone.
Yeah, that's why you're here. Appointment?
What do I count?
Not entirely out of the question. Convince me.
Cedric about
Wouldn't mind a new bolter pistol. I've fired mine so many times, the tips nearly fell off. Let's give Mr. Kincannon a ring. Mr. Kincannon, a person of interest here to see.
That sounds like our inspector. Please, come in.
Why, if it isn't the inspector, I was hoping you'd swing by. Here for my alibi, I assume. Another murder? Drunk racket dogs? Blindfold Birdie practicing and hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those. Or I'll just keep guessing. Sounds as though you've already sorted it out yourself. Slug uniforms do seem to go missing from the hotel laundry. Impressive regularity. Is enough for someone to take a view. Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs slug gear and send them after you? Right again, Inspector. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that. Can you? Oh, that's good. That's very good, Inspector. I like this. Dominant. Aggressive. The woman in charge. I don't want to accuse anyone without hard evidence, though it may be worth noting Ludovico has motivation in spades. So, as you produce, I did not send anyone to slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector. With that settled, I assume you'll want to know where I was the night of Helen's murder. Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine? An excellent question. I had his body dropped off the edge of the land complex. I'm not sure what happened to him up there, scientifically speaking. Maybe dissolved? Ultimately, though, it doesn't matter. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. He's alive, and I am. Incriminating.
De hasznos vagy. My is you're busy murdering someone else.
As I said, you should not trust. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune. I'm considering a line of emerging merchandise. Still, that's nothing compared to what Helen would have made us in the long run. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I'm a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid. You may very well want to. This particular trouble strikes me as not unrelated to your investigation. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. The theft began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is a fact. Something unsavory, and nothing Ludovico should know about. That's your concern. I'm quite serious when I say Slug is in the business. As to the specifics, I'm not sure. The warehouse woman should be able to tell you. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is a matter.
Not unrelated.
That the theft began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence. I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it. I certainly wouldn't take that bet. Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down thieves, me steaming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator. Recall, Inspector, that I'm not to be trusted? But certainly, whatever you say. You want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse woman. I'd clear her as a suspect myself, but should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. Oh, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me, and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account. Was there something else you wanted to discuss? Now that is a damn shame. Am I right to think this wasn't a workplace accident? Murder is becoming an unsettling trend on Eridanos as of late. Thank you for informing me of Constable Keen's passing. When you find her killer, please be certain to make them suffer. But it surprises me to hear that, despite being on opposite sides of the law, we were friends. And her loss comes as a sudden blow. Maria was a decent soul. And God knows those are in short supply around here. A little square, perhaps, in her dedication to the rules, but nonetheless. I'm also saddened to have lost an occasional drinking buddy. She was quite good at cards, you know. No, she didn't. But let's discuss something else. Do you have other matters requiring my attention? Very well. A few. Helen was strangely curious about the private business operations around Eridanos. She said it was well researched. How much business know-how does one actor truly need for an action picture? I also arranged to have Helen supplied with magpicks, bypass shunts, and other hacking tools. She wanted to buy them both.
Suspicious.
That she bought them both? Not particularly. It takes time to learn to use tools like that deftly. I might. Just might. Your point, Inspector? Yes, I suppose you have. Be very careful, Inspector. I'd very much like to see you still around for the grand finale. Whatever it comes. Whatever shape it takes. That is the question, isn't it, Inspector? Tell me, do you really believe Helen's death was a mere crime of passion, or one of petty career jealousy? Not a boat, Inspector, and yet, This murder is bigger than Miss Helen's personal life. Bigger than her latest movie picture. Her actions in the time leading up to her death do not align with those of an actor among Eridanos solely to promote Spectrum Brown. Stay sharp, Inspector. Now is not the time to lose focus. Because whoever did kill Helen is not going to come forward so easily. One moment, if you please, Inspector. I've answered your question, and I believe it's my turn to ask you a question now. What, or who, made you decide to investigate?
Eridanos is major players. That makes sense.
Understandable. A man of my standing would naturally be tied up in all this, whether he wishes to be or not. Now then, did you need anything else?
Much
The original incident? I made him an offer he should have refused. Intimidation has its role in diplomacy. Still, his choice to work with Sublight was indeed a choice. Our combative relationship stems from mutual work, mundane enough. Rizzo's contracted Sublight to construct the Eridanos atmospheric complex. If Blue wanted Rizzo's to retain full control of Eridanos, he shouldn't have skimmed the revised contract I sent him. Blue's an administrator, for Claude's sake. I thought he would adore all the fine print I added. Think of it this way. It was a test, and he failed. It was all perfectly legal, too, which hurt Blue to no end. My power grab, as Blue called it, planted the seed of hatred, and Blue, obsessed with what should have been, has made sure to water it daily with his bitterness and anger.
Should make this.
Alas, I can't. I am, first and foremost, the head of Slug, and it simply wouldn't be good for business. Slug's control of Eridanos is a crucial step in my long-term plans for Sublight. The board needs to see irrefutable proof we are a respectable, legitimate business. Because one day soon, Sublight will obtain a seat on it. Meanwhile, our dear administrator is still laser-focused on old flights, which can't be a nuisance. He's grown increasingly desperate to get Slug with our hand in the proverbial cookie jar as of late, convinced we're involved in less than legal business opportunities. I wish I could win, but it always looks like I have something caught in my eye.
Heads up! Connected! Sure thing! We all in one piece?
Alarma täällä, kun se oli.
Okej.
Det var filmteatr. Oj, mitkä popo. Advantage. Hiszen főként magadnak csinálod.
Így jó. Örülök, hogy feltűnt. Te csak az vagy, aki leimolja a teámat. És én megszállom. És adok.
What was that?
You're back, I see. But the law hasn't caught on to what you're doing. Law meaning authorities that stop the forces running the universe. No complications. Grand. The recipient is Joseph Denton. He runs the Eridano Strikers in Thunder.
Na. Kezdődik.